The Mahavidya means the great wisdoms. This story is also a map, very precise map of how energy takes form in the world and become life as we experience it. These goddesses weave us in. And through our time together, we will see how they appear in our lives. Yeah, what are they symbolizing for us, these different goddesses? Almost every time, Kali is the first one. So she's the first appearance. She's the one that set in motion this mandala of the Mahavidyas. So she's the one, she's the Shakti, she's the energy that meets Shiva in his initial attempt to escape. Yeah? She's the one who confronts him first. She's the rage that meets him. She is a destructive goddess. But remember, if we avoid destruction, we will never have, like if we don't have the compost, we will not have mulch. Yeah, if we don't have the rottening, we will not have life. Yeah, so she is essentially a very life-affirming goddess. And in our inner sadhana, she will remove the obstacles on your path. She will burn down the house of ignorance. And that is not always comfortable because sometimes we want to cling to those towers, those houses of ignorance, because it's familiar to us and we have placed our sense of self in them, our identity, yeah, in them. So the next one is Tara. And Tara, in this context, is very similar to Kali. Her body is blue. She is also has her skull around the neck. She is a strong, fiery goddess. In this context, she's also sound. Tara, one can say, is that the power of the word, or power of sound that we see in the beginning of so many spiritual traditions and religions, where we say, you know, in the beginning was the word, in the beginning was the sound. So she's also the power of mantra that we're also going to explore in our practice. Mantra can feel a little bit like, you know, words that we are just speaking, but they are vibrations that can, you know, again, align our being with the vibrations that are evolution instead of loops, you know, that just keep spinning us around in repetitive patterns. We can use sound to catapult us out of them. You know, her name means also the she who carries us across. So she's a goddess of transition. Yeah, like we all are in right now, yeah, where we have left the shore of the known, of the familiar, but we haven't reached the new. Yeah, we are in between, and we have been there for a long time. It's an uncomfortable place to be because we have very little training in being in the in-between. And here she is that grace. She is an aspect of our unconsciousness that can tolerate that and can even see the wisdom of lingering in the in-between, to not rush to the next shore, or like many of us are trying, you know, trying to recreate the old shore in the next. Yeah. Then we have Bhairavi. You know, she shines like 1,000 rising sun. She's fiery. It's said that her chest and breast is smeared with blood, and her feet is smeared with blood, and she sits on skulls, or she dances on skulls. But she's also described as tremendously beautiful and motherly. So like her breasts are big and oozing with milk. So it's a very paradoxical symbolism here. Bhairavi is at the root of the world. So she is also at the root of our bodies. She is a heat. She is the Kundalini Shakti in our bodies. So she's a dormant energy that we can awaken through our practice. And as it awakens, it burns away the structures of false selves. Yeah, that's those identities that were those attempts to escape our own power, our own wholeness. Yeah, because we thought that we had to be a certain way. She's the heat, the tapas that can burn away those structures. She's also associated with the word, with the sound. And here she is, she's, you know, is that sound, like I've been practicing with so many women, yeah, thousands of women for so many years now. And what happens when we land in our legs, in our body, in our pelvis, in our womb, and the masks are falling and we practice together. And then we, you know, we have this space where we can be just experimenting with just being free, you know. And then we begin to access a voice that is frightening. And it's like, it's a truth that we know is going to change things. Yeah. So as Bhairavi is the heat from the base that begins to melt those frozen structures that we have called me and myself and my life. We retrieve life force energy into this moment. So our next moment can be more creative, not just a repetition of, you know, those pre-decided identities. The melted structures, all that life force energy that was frozen in these repetitive patterns become like a nectar, like the nectar of your own being. And this is the goddess Shodashi, Lalita Devi. Many of you know Lalita Devi. Shodashi is an aspect of her. She appears in the crown. So it's the ascension of Kundalini Shakti that melts these structures, and then it becomes rain of grace. It becomes your own being, your own presence. It's like a warmth. It's a nutrition. It's like a honey. And then we have Bhuvaneshwari. Bhuvaneshwari is connected to Earth goddess. So she is that a tremendously richness of the earth and of our own bodies, our own, you know, all the elements. She's also the most expansive goddess. So she is similar to the Pachamama from South America. Pachamama is not only earth, she's also the ethers and the cosmic reality that is earth and spirit together. So Bhuvaneshwari, she's the ethers. Yeah, she is the ether element in the sense that she is that background awareness that is receiving these words right now, that is speaking these words right now. Yeah, she is that consciousness that is expansive and formless. But again, it's so beautiful because she's not only that, she's also how that takes form. So she is in one way a symbol, a manifestation of the of Shiva Shakti united, yeah, of Shiva and Sati as one. She's called the cosmic womb, the beginning, the source of all things. Yeah, she's that pregnancy of goddess, birthing all things. So these are our portals that we are going to explore together. Just as the Mahavidyas, you know, they show us how one essence take many different flavors and forms. In unlocking these codes, we begin to see that, oh, they are all actually the same energy taking different forms. Yes, we begin to relate differently to that. I feel really that these goddesses, they have keys and medicines for us right now and at this moment in time that is important.